Say, bruh, it's the podcast.
What's up? It's Hot Boy Troy. We got C.U.D.I.E and Jazz, and this is the C.U.D.I.E podcast, episode 27.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Hey, that's my number. There
Hey.
we go.
Happy belated birthday, Jazz.
Thank you.
Hey, and we on IG Live. So shout out to everybody who's on IG Live right now.
You're on it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
C.U.D.I.E ain't showing no love. But yeah, this the Corona season, huh?
The Coronita.
Hey man, shout out to. Well, let me see how can I rephrase this right. Obviously, it's a serious matter, and you know people are
Actually dying from this. And it kind of feels like the world is coming to an end.
Nah, you're crazy, man.
Well, for other people it do, but for me, I'm like, hey,
For
flights are cheap, so
Wow.
hey, I booked a flight to go back home for Easter.
I forgot to look at flights earlier. I meant to.
$211 round trip.
There you go. Blessings on blessings.
Hey, look at God.
Look at God.
But yeah, we just chatting it up and just vibing out.
Yeah, man. 27, episode 27. Jazz just turned 27. She collected more than 27 dresses
I
that she
did.
was trying to get.
I counted them finally.
How much you got?
So I
How much
just
did you
checked.
get?
I just checked, and I don't know if I might be getting a few more or anything, but I was at 47.
Damn. That's
47 dresses, almost 50.
And your goal was 27.
My goal was 27.
How-
I surpassed it before. What was it? Thursday. Thursday's when I already had more than 27.
How many did you think you actually was gonna get?
Honestly, because I didn't start, which I'm such a procrastinator. I didn't think I was gonna get it because I started pushing it like 1 week. But I think that actually worked out for a lot of people because it was fresh in their mind. They're like, let me just do it now.
Yeah.
And so.
And that just shows too, like, all our listeners and people who follow us, like, say, like, when it came to the merch, like, we had support, but whenever we do, like, giving back or, like, these color between the lines events and all that, like, people show up.
Oh yeah.
They did it for the school supply thing, the
Canned food, and now
the dresses. Like, it's just, I mean, this wasn't a whole event, but it was for your birthday, and
Yeah.
that was pretty dope.
It was
that
awesome.
was clever, creative, and
Thank you.
Good job.
So next what we doing? Toilet paper drive?
we
were
gonna keep it.
I can't provide that.
every hey, bro, toilet paper is off the shelf. Why are
Man.
people buying up toilet paper like?
Crazy.
If you
Are they
guys
buying, like-
need
like-
some, I have
like
a
paper
secret
towels and
stash.
stuff?
I don't think it's paper towels. I think
Wow,
it's
that's
just.
what we're gonna start using.
That's the one. No, then your toilets get clogged up. Can't do that.
Throw it in the trash.
Hey, I use them wet wipes.
That's true.
This guy.
Feel all fresh.
Say, bruh.
Can you
wet
throw
wipes
those
coming
in the
soon.
toilet?
Yes,
Oh.
toilet approved.
I'm just thinking of like babies. Like you normally don't throw in the toilet. You throw it in the trash.
Yeah, you don't throw babies in the trash.
Oh my god.
C.U.D.I.E, what are IG talking about right now?
Yeah.
IG, what they talk
C.U.D.I.E ain't
about.
showing no love on the IG.
I'm
Just
on
put his
here.
phone down.
I know.
I'm
Shout
sure
out
it's-
Grizzly Neb.
What up,
man?
Nab?
Shout
Hey.
out Angel. What up, Angel?
How's the baby doing, Nab? Kicking up a storm.
Kicking up a storm.
Who else you said?
We got Angel,
Angel or Angel?
Angel, our Adventure Church people.
Okay.
Awesome.
We got Todd Krager in the house. What up, Todd?
But yeah, now we just
Sliding
on
in the
just
DMs.
shooting.
But what up, man? You brought your
You got your freaking quarantine jacket on.
Hey,
Not in quarantine. What is it?
Troy looking like the little bear with the rain jacket.
Yes.
What was his name?
Pendleton.
Troy
Yeah,
looking
is
like
that not
Pendleton.
right?
yeah,
What is it? Pendleton?
yeah,
I feel like I always get the name wrong. He just didn't wear the hat though this time.
yeah. I didn't wear a
Yeah, he
hat.
wearing some Munda.
Yeah. I figured
Man,
I was
that was
gonna-
a cool. That was a cool hat.
Hey,
feel like,
this was for my people.
I feel like after the that season, kind of been slacking off, man.
Man, speaking of seasons, dude, there's no sports going on right now.
What do I watch?
I know. For a guy who is a sports head, like I watch ESPN, wake up, turn it on, it's on.
Troy gonna
Go to
cry in the
sleep.
car.
I feel like
I don't-
Netflix, Disney Plus, like all these like subscription ones are just gonna skyrocket because people are stuck at home.
Dude, even Disneyland closed down.
Yeah.
For a month.
That doesn't surprise me. I'm like waiting for like arcades to shut down, like all these other places.
Fres Yes?
Fres Yes is
Fres
postponed.
Yes.
Damn.
All
Yo,
my stuff got canceled.
But shout out Fresno Streeties. Them dudes didn't cancel nothing.
They say when you come in, you gotta have that what they call that?
Hand sanitizer?
The hand sanitizer on deck, or you ain't getting in.
They're gonna have
Really?
No, I don't know. I'm just
Oh,
making
okay.
that up.
I was like, I mean,
they're
that's
gonna
not a
have
bad idea.
They're gonna have Mike Oz out there just spraying people
Right.
before coming in.
They're gonna be dressed up like this, talking about turn around, spraying them.
That's funny. But what up, man?
It is kind of like the jokes that keep going around though, like all the soap is gone, all the toilet paper is gone. It's like, were people like not washing their hands? Were they not?
I mean,
Not
you just
steady
gotta do
either.
what you've been doing this whole time. Like, you should have been doing those things.
Right. Hopefully these habits stick
I think
for
it's
the
just,
rest of your life.
I think it's just crazy, like how fast.
It just ramped up.
Right, because a few weeks ago it was just like China and stuff. Next thing you know, everybody's freaking out.
It was like Europe, Australia, and then it just started moving more and more. And then we had our first case, wasn't like on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Then you had the one in Madeira.
Yep.
It just got closer and closer.
Yeah, the Madeira and
There's been a few now in our county.
yeah, but hey, shout out to my people that work at Costco. Cause they working hard. Shout out to Daniel, Becca.
How are they doing? How's he doing right now? All of them.
He
You
sent
have, like,
he sent me a
all
video
Costco
this morning,
friends.
and the Costco was just crazy. And mind you, he works in the water and / toilet paper section.
Oh, man.
So he's just like,
Why are they both? They are next to each other.
They
That
are.
is the weirdest thing.
anytime I need water, I always hit them up. But Justin, Marshawn, all you guys that's working hard, thank you, I guess, and keep supplying that fresh toilet paper for you, boy.
Yo, do you want to talk about our last episode with Pastor Anthony?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I felt like I wasn't worried about it, but I was just kind of like, how's this gonna work? Like
What you was worried about?
No, I wasn't worried about it at all.
Okay.
But I didn't know if people were gonna get scared or kind of like, I don't
Oh,
know,
like
hear this.
almost turned off by us
Yeah.
talking about religion.
In
That's a good point.
Because I know when it comes to politics, I don't really want to get into that, and when it comes to religion, I don't want to get into I don't want to ask people or
You don't want to push it on
I don't
them.
want to push around it, but I enjoy listening to what I like.
I think it's because, like, for us, a lot of our stuff is motivating.
Yeah.
And I already knew when he came on, he was going to motivate at least people in general. Because after we released it, I had got like a few messages saying, hey, I want to check out the church.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Just to see what it's like.
That's where I was going at. I was like, again, I wasn't worried about it, but I was just kind of curious. Like, I was just kind of curious. So, like, how's it gonna play off? I knew it wasn't gonna be a preachy episode, but
It had a good story to
but
it.
the feedback I got from it was dope. And shout out Anita.
Oh, yeah,
the
they pulled
kids and,
up.
everybody they pulled up
Oh,
to
they
church.
did go? Good.
Yeah, and
They were sitting in the back just in case if they needed a quick exit. No, I'm just
a
messing
little
with y'all.
fresh air. No, but that was dope.
I didn't see him get no snacks though.
No, they don't want to deal with the rappers.
Cuddy was sitting next to me like,
The rapper,
this
they
guy
didn't
would
want to
go.
bother you.
No, but that was a good episode, and I was a fan of it.
Shout out to Adventure. Don't forget, what today is? Thursday?
Thursday, so
We're posting this on Tuesday.
yeah.
Yeah, but
We already went to
we
church.
also IG live,
But the
so it's
following
kind of
Sunday's still gonna be the same time, right?
Yes.
9:15,
11:15.
11:15,
Tower Theater.
Tower Theater,
Theater.
the historic Tower Theater.
Okay, so I have to ask, just because I'm not familiar with your guys' church because I've never been,
Well,
but
get on it.
honestly, it's like after listening, which I hear you guys talk about all the time, and I'm very intrigued by it because that is one thing that turned me off from my religion was how, I don't know if I'd say preaching, but it's so almost by the book, but I'm not exactly I have a faith in God, but my faith in religion is not that strong.
Yeah.
And so And it's just for reasons, because, like, what is it? Troy's girl from way back then. Like, there's certain things that turn you off from it.
Yeah.
But no, and so when he was talking about it, right now I'm just thinking the whole coronavirus and stuff in church. Do you guys do a whole, like in, with Catholics, we do peace be with you, and we shake everybody's hands and all this stuff?
No, but there's, so say before taking our break, the pastor would say, like, okay, we're gonna take a break, greet 3 people that you didn't come in with, and ask them blah blah blah. That's kind of like their quote of the day type of thing. Like they'll have a day like, ask them Niners or Cowboys, or ask them if they're asada or chicken, like just to kind of bond you with people. But it's pretty much it. I mean, but you could give them a little fist pump.
Yo,
Elbows.
so
But before we go into anything else,
Go for
like
it.
I would say, like the way I see it, and I was talking to Rachel about it. I was like, the way I see the whole religion, like growing up, like I grew up in a Catholic family, and though we didn't go to church as much unless it was a wedding or baptism, something like that, would be out there. But when I would try to go on my own, like it wasn't, I couldn't focus as much. So the reason that this,
because your mom wasn't smacking you in the back of the head, like, wake up, son.
I mean, you could stare at
No,
them and not
well,
really
that was the
hear
thing. My
the
mom wasn't
message.
there to
Oh.
smack me in the back of the head.
Gotcha.
Like I was trying to go on my own, and
I mean, that's because you're going on your own.
yeah, I just couldn't focus, or like the word was a little different. And this is how I seen it. I kind of seen it somewhat as if, like comparing it to high school, like being in actual high school or being at a continuation, where in continuation it's like more of a one-on-one, and like it's a smaller group and they focus on you, and like it's more personal. So that's kind of how I see, like, seeing the Catholic and the Christian church. So it's not me thinking one is better than the other, but it's just, this is what works for me. And I like the messages are more metaphor, and like it has like a better tune for me to
You can relate more
You
to
can
it.
relate
I
more
can
to it.
relate to it a little more. So
That's what
it
the kind of
works
stuff
for
I
me, and
appreciate.
it's, but I know there is those things that turn off people. Like for one thing, like I would never like disrespect like the Virgin Mary or nothing like that. Like I grew up with that, and like so I have respect for it. But I know, like, when I hear like when the conversation goes that way, I'd rather walk away, because I don't want to be disrespectful towards Christian people, because I love my Christian people. Like man, and then like they just, the one thing. Okay, I'm gonna end it off like this. The one thing that I did love about the Catholic Church is like their art is just beautiful.
yeah.
It's just dope.
Yo, so
move
one
on.
thing I didn't know before we move on,
Uh-uh.
I didn't realize that everybody takes a sip out of the same cup.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wipe it down, but
Yeah.
still.
Yep.
They probably
There's a
will
bunch of
not be
Corona
doing
going around right there.
So I was telling Dorian this during lunch. In Italy, before they shut everything down, when it came to masses, because they were getting hit so hard with it, they shut down the churches. They're just like, you cannot have mass. You can't have mass with people. So we're gonna start televising everything.
Yeah.
So like you can still do church on Sundays and stuff, but keeps everybody in their houses. But you still are able to
Yeah.
kind of do your thing on Sundays.
Man.
Which I'm thinking like we might come up to that at that point, because think how many people are in that one room.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna pray on that. Damn.
We definitely will. Hey, but y'all going out there on Friday?
Where
On
to?
Friday?
Nah, that's tomorrow. Friday the 13th.
That passed already.
All right. My live people.
We were there for a little bit.
Man, I'm just scrolling through social media, just checking everything
All the
out.
crazy stuff. Everything getting postponed,
Literally.
canceled.
Yo, what's
Cancel
up with them
culture.
stimulus checks, though? The government need to cut a stimulus check for us.
A what?
I don't even know what that
Stimulus
is.
check?
Stimulus check?
Yes.
Okay.
So-
Hard to hear you say that.
You know what it is, right?
Is that for the...
So-
I don't know. Sorry.
Basically, like, they'll cut, let's say, like $1,000 check to every household, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
They did it around, I forgot when they did it. Maybe around Katrina? I can't remember.
Oh.
But I figured since this is like perfect timing, since people are gonna be out of work and whatnot, they need to cut these checks.
I mean, I feel, at least from what I've heard, employers are being very flexible with this. I mean, ourselves with our jobs, they're being very flexible.
Shout out to Grizz. They're
making sure they take care of us in case we go down. And I was just pointing this out to Maddie earlier today. I was like, you know what's funny? With everything going on right now, this is the one time that no one has been sick in the office. Like, for the last couple months, there's been like 2 or 3 people out.
I've been a little sick.
Yeah, now it caught you.
But yeah, no, I'm good now.
Who said I'm good though?
All right.
Okay. Do you want to go and move on to the next subject?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had suggested this only because I guess we don't want to talk about all the bad, which is the coronavirus. Healthy habits that we've started. I mean, we had our episode about Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras and Lent. And Troy, you actually gave up something for Lent.
I did. I gave up.
How's that coming along still?
It's going good. Going strong. I don't know what this is.
What did you do?
I gave up drinking.
What did you have on my birthday then?
Shirley Temple.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about that too because I remember when we were at
Red
Strummers
Bulls.
and you were just like, you weren't drinking. Like, Dorian's like, he's not drinking. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. And then it clicked in my head today and I was like, what was he drinking at Lucy's then? Because remember, a drink in his hand.
It looked all good. That's why. No, just a Shirley Temple and Red Bulls. That's why I was up all night and then lost that hour of sleep. So I was like, man, I was up until like 3:30 in the morning. That is the one thing I can't
stand about my birthday weekend is that it's always daylight savings. Drives me crazy.
The struggle.
The struggle.
Hey, Cutter, you want to hit that switch?
No.
This is our engineer as well.
So you said how many weeks now has it been? What, a couple? Few?
Yeah, a few.
I'm
about to take this live off too because I want to see what's up. No, we still here.
Do you feel different now that you gave up alcohol?
No, I mean, I wasn't drinking. I wasn't drinking like that though.
Well, that's true.
It's not like I was. Oh, let me get off of work and have an after work beer. It wasn't that type of thing. It was just more like something different. I don't know if I'm gonna last because I'm going out of town for my boy Daniel's birthday. So
you have no
willpower?
You have no willpower or what?
Yeah, I got willpower.
No discipline?
I got discipline.
Then
I can see it through.
All right.
What's y'all's? Talk to the people.
Well, you didn't give up anything, right?
I didn't give up nothing.
But you've been doing you've been making healthier choices.
He's been cooking more, let's say that.
I've been
Still cooking. We've talked about the last few episodes.
I've been working out a little. I've been being less lazy.
This man go to the gym a few times and he's just like,
that's all I need, bruh.
Feeling like Arnold Schwarzenegger over there, just showing the guns off.
In your defense, though, you did get sick. Like, you got not sick, allergies. We don't know what the hell it was because it like passed over in like
I was down for a week.
And you're like, I think he was like, I might try to go, and I'm like, don't even go, just stay home.
I didn't want to give the gym the corona.
Yeah, exactly. Especially there's the most.
What did you give up, Jazz?
So, I haven't done it every single day. I've been kind of struggling with it. I gave up my phone, my watch, like all like technology besides my TV.
Lies.
For 2 hours. I will like disconnect myself for 2 hours. And that's been a little bit hard because sometimes like days like this, I don't get home until like 9 and then I go to bed at 10. So, and I can't do it at work because I'm on my email. So I'm doing that, but I also added a thing. So I'm either praying or I am reading the Bible before I go to bed, or like even praying in the morning. And so kind of give and take. But right now I'm actually like off of social media besides Snapchat because you guys we have our group chat, and so we talk still. But I'm off of Instagram and I'm off of Facebook. Okay. And the first couple days was a little hard, honestly.
She got tired of people sliding in the DMs. Some corny things.
I was so with like my birthday stuff, like I was just getting constant messages, which was great because it was mostly people who were supporting. But at the same time, it was during like a high stress level at work, so it was making me very anxious. And for a while, I've been thinking about taking a social media break, but I knew with what I wanted to do with my birthday, I couldn't do that yet. So Sunday the 8th, cut myself off.
That's what makes it hard. Like, I feel like with me as well, like with social media, like I honestly could. I feel like I got to the point where I'm kind of over it, to where I could stay off social media. But I do get a lot of like side gigs and clients off of Instagram.
Because you show your work on there.
Not really.
Not that much,
but it's just like people know, and so that's how they'll reach me out. It reach out to me if they don't have a number or whatever. And yeah, and I was actually thinking about it today. I was like, if it wasn't for that, like I think I could just get away from it, because I did stay out like for a week and a half or something, and man, that felt good.
It does feel good. So now that I'm 4 days in.
I think it's just.
I feel way better. I'm considering even making it go longer. I was just gonna do a week.
I don't think it's really all that. I think it's really like the things we allow. Like, we allow people into our lives like so much, and now having the podcast, I feel like it's opening up. Whoa, Troy.
Did you cough my direction?
Easy with that Corona.
Sorry.
No, like I feel like now, like with the podcast, like we're actually like letting more people into it, but it's more of like those that really care actually listen, and those are the people that I don't mind them knowing about what we have
like
going
our
on,
personal lives.
to where like having a public Instagram, anyone could like just know where you're at and what you've been up to, and I mean, it gets tiring after a while. Like I went through.
Let's shout out what's his name who pulled up on us, or did we already do that? I can't remember.
What was that?
When was that Art Hop? Who was that?
Oh, that was the homie, the chef.
Chef. Was that Darren?
Cooking for Christ.
Cooking for Christ.
He's gonna come out and feed the cast.
Yeah. No, but that's interesting that you say about, like
there are people that we don't know us.
It's just a lot, man. Like you like they like, because it could suck you in with just energy that you don't need. Like you went, like you got away with your from your Instagram or whatever. Like I just went through my IG and dude, like I don't know, like as an artist, like I have like this love and hate relationship with Instagram, to where like I love Instagram because of the imagery, and I could just, there's a lot of reference, and just I love photos, so like I just like visuals. I like looking at things, but
it gets draining.
But it drains you, man. And then like if you're in certain situations or whatever, like I don't know, I just feel like it could bring like negativity to you.
Just don't go Britney Spears on them and shave your head.
Man, I was about to. No, like I went in like it took a lot. I mean, like I've been deleting photos every now and then, like because I had a bunch, and like it's just honestly it's just for myself. It's kind of like a photo album, or like I don't like to say this. I don't want to get all dark, but like if something was to happen to me tomorrow, like y'all have these photos there, because you guys ain't gonna log into my computer or my phone, so it's like that's always in the back of my head.
I know
like
a person
I had
at Apple who could hack into it.
I was like,
True.
I couldn't even imagine what your password probably is.
So it's like, so I was thinking like, nah, I don't want to take that away, because if something was to happen, like how are these photos gonna circulate or whatever. So but like I was just having a hard time with it, and I was like, I don't want to delete my Instagram for it, because that's how I stay in contact with people. So I just went and took down like everything off.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I never sneeze either.
I went down and I just took off everything off my Instagram, and I was like, this is just gonna be a fresh start, and I'm just gonna share whatever I want to share, like, or just not share as much, I guess. But then now, like, it's been a couple of weeks. It makes me feel kind of bummed out, like the artist in me, like this is boring, like
there's nothing
just
on
trying
your
to stay
page.
away from like the turning off the comments, and like no DM stuff.
Holy
like
smokes,
that feels
man.
good.
Yeah.
But it's the like not being able to be artistic with it is just
I'm over here.
man, Troy gonna get
dying.
us sick. I'm
He's
out of
gonna
here.
kill us.
Where my tea at, man? I need some hot tea over here. I'm having hot flashes.
Are you really?
Is
not
that
hot
big old
flashes.
jacket?
Okay, I know. It's like, I mean, it's
Just-
warm, but no, but you're right. Like, I started when a few weeks back when I was just like with my Instagram, I was like, I'm starting to feel like a little bit overwhelmed because I wouldn't say like a ton of people were messaging me because that wasn't the case. It was just I was constantly on it. I was like checking things, checking people's Instagrams and stuff, and like it's almost overwhelming. And I started thinking about it. I was starting to get that feel of like my Facebook. Like my Facebook is public. My Facebook is because I post a lot more Grizzly stuff on it. But at the same time, that's where I get my most comments. And I've turned off the notifications on my Facebook because it just kind of drove me crazy. Like someone commented on this, someone's messaging you, like all of that. And it was just too much. So I turned off the notifications, but I never checked my Facebook. So I'll go on. It's like, you have so many like notifications. And I'm like, screw it. But that's kind of what it came to. And now I feel good. I feel like, and Maddie and I were talking about this. She was like, social media becomes an addiction. And I was like, that is so true because
Hella.
I would notice when I deleted it, the next day was like the first full day. After I closed like my email app on my phone, my thumb would automatically go to where my Instagram button was at.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just it's draining. Like I remember when I remember when Instagram started. Like what? Like when I got my Instagram, it was like 2012 ish, around there
I think so.
or whatever. And it used to be dope. It was more like iPhone photography, like just like dope photos. Like even if it was a photo of your plate, like you'll try to do it in a creative way at an angle or something. And then it turned into like the little, not the memes, but just like the funny memes before memes. And then
I do miss the memes.
yeah, but then I started using it a lot for the nightlife stuff, and I used to promote like the flyers, the photographs that I would do, and then like I would treat it more like as a portfolio, and that just got draining. I was like, this is not like I'm not being able to, like I'm not showing like my personality or like my life, and then yeah, man, I don't know. So
let me ask you
and then
this.
when I started interning and working for the Grizz, I started posting a lot of Grizz stuff, and then it was like, okay, like I don't want to just be known for the Grizz.
You promote all this other
So-
stuff besides yourself.
But then, I mean, it brought a lot of followers and it brought like people that are now friends, but still, like I don't know, like I think I'm to the point where I don't want to do all that. Like I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to.
Sounds like you need a vacation.
That's what I'm taking right now. Or would you like it?
And he
In
needs
general?
to-
Like
he's trying to get you to go to New Orleans.
Nah,
Troy's trying to take me to New Orleans. Throw
I'm
them
just-
bees out.
I'm just saying in general because when you I think you do need a vacation just in general, just to get away, and you leave social media alone.
Yeah.
I've
That's
done it
what I'm
before.
telling Jazz. That's good. She's doing that, and I mean, once you come back, like just.
I hope when I come back,
You don't need
I'm not on it as much.
You just got know that you don't have to promote everything
Everything.
about Flip. You don't have to promote everything about the Grizz, like everything downtown. You don't have to. Like that's what we had this platform, the podcast for, and that's how I'm seeing it. It's like my personal social media, like keep it at whatever it is. All like those people that actually care for the downtown movement or our events.
They'll listen to it.
They follow the podcast, and I'm okay with being like, and I wouldn't mind getting a little more personal on the podcast because only those who listen and those who care are gonna know that.
Yeah, and that makes a good point about like the whole sharing and stuff because I do share a lot of the organizations that I'm in, like whatever we host, and we were just talking about this in our meeting. So I guess I'm releasing some stuff, but we're talking about the difference between posting on our like stories and stuff, like promoting it that way, to actually personally inviting people that they found they were starting to notice the people that they personally invited actually showed up to these events, and then the people who just like happened to see on the story were hit and miss. So I was like, okay, well that's good for me to know because when it does come to that, like I don't need to put it on my story. Like I could just send it to people who I know it's going to benefit them, and then hopes that they do feel more welcome to come out.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
I'm with y'all. I'm just,
Okay.
try not to cough.
Okay. No, and with getting personal and how, and it just popped in my head. How we were talking about what we gave up for Lynn or what we started. Okay, so I didn't really give up anything for Lynn, but I have been trying to work on myself a little more. That's why, like, I know we joked around on the gym part or eating a little better, but that's what I'm doing now. And the day we recorded the episode with Pastor Anthony, like that was my first day of starting therapy, and I was like, about time, and I got
Therapy. You on your Charlotte McGay.
Charlemagne
vibes, huh?
and that's and
Your mental health.
shout out to Charlemagne, because like listening to like artists that I listen to, like for that to be a little more normalized, like dude, like we need that shit, like just these past conversations, having those conversations and sessions like that is like, dude, like it's something that I wouldn't just have.
Give me a question that they ask you. Like, you don't have to answer it. I want you to ask it to me.
It's not really,
Or like,
so it's not really them asking you questions.
They're just saying, talk to me.
It's just really you just talking, and I caught myself just, and I've heard of this, like I say, like Margaret, she does her therapy as well, and like she would tell me this, like she's been trying to get me on that for a while, and like I just wasn't ready for it. But it was like they don't ask you questions, so I kind of already knew what I was gonna get into. So it's not really them asking you questions; it's more you just speaking. And I caught myself like just speaking, like, or just talking, just opening up or whatever. And you know what I mean, it's good, because there is a lot of things where I mean we have a podcast, and I don't really speak a lot about like personal things, but I don't know. I'll say this, like during the session, it was like I kind of figured I'm trying to figure out certain things, and it was more of why I don't open up a lot is like I guess I'm scared of people using those things, like things from past or things that I
you feel like they're gonna use it against you.
Use it against you. Say if you're in a relationship and you try to open up to this person, y'all break up or whatever, like it might be used against you, like that's why you're blah 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 whatever. If you have a guy friend or whatever, and you have this conversation,
Why you think like that?
that's what I'm trying to figure out. And so that was my whole thing. I like, okay, like now I know, like I haven't had these conversations, I haven't spoke about these things that have been troubling me, whatever, but it's because of that, because I don't want it to be used against me.
Maybe that's why, like, I think Charlemagne might have said it once before. It's like, that's why I kind of like put all my stuff out there so people can't use it against me.
Oh yeah, but that's more, and that's in a different way. That's kind of like,
You're talking about things like
I'm talking about like personal, like
how you
like childhood, like
react to stuff because of like something had happened to you in the past.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. No, and it's just not just that, but it's just like the environment that I grew up in, the things that I was involved with, and they do traumatize you. You know what I mean? Like, so if you never speak about these things, or if you just held them in, like it's like a glass of water, right? Like you could pour water in the glass, and eventually it's gonna pour out, and it's gonna wear it. Like, so you just have to let them out after a while.
I am glad you bring that up, because I feel like in our cultures, the Hispanic and the Black culture, it's like since we were growing up, it's been very much like pressed, like we don't talk about this, like it's not a problem, like whatever is in your head, it's nothing, like,
Yeah.
Because I think our culture is more afraid to open up to that kind of stuff, because then it admits that something's
Yeah,
wrong.
and then you have like the whole I think like the Hispanic culture, like, or at least within my family, like you have like the whole machismo too.
Exactly.
Where you don't really you don't really speak on stuff like that, or I mean,
You don't show your feelings.
In my house, like growing up, my family, like we weren't as affectionate.
Oh no.
Like when I see people, or like, I mean, even when I hear Troy, I don't know while growing up, but like when you call your sister and like before you hang up, I love you, stuff like that. Like we never did that.
To be honest, I never really started to doing that until I got older.
That's the same between me and my brother. But you make a good point, like the whole affectionate thing in the family. Like I remember, I think I was in, I can't remember what it was. My mom, this was after my mom started working in behavioral health. And so she's going to these meetings and stuff, and she's learning about like that kind of those lessons and what they teach you in the end to like hold everything inside of you, like don't show your emotions, don't cry, all that stuff. And I remember getting this long text from her, and she was just like, I want to like let you and your brother know, like you can cry, you can talk about your feelings, like it is okay, like. And she was like, I'm sorry, like your dad and I kind of just told you like to suck it up and rub some dirt on and all that stuff. And they're like, but that's not healthy. Like they start to see like how people end up with depression and anxiety because they hold in all of that stuff over the last years.
And it's interesting that you mentioned that. For the longest, especially when I was a kid, I don't know who texted me right now. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Oh, I thought it was. I used to keep a lot of stuff bottled up until, let's say, I would have an argument with my dad or whoever, and then it just would all spill out. And I was like, dude, that's not
what I'm
healthy.
saying, bro. Like it's like a glass of water, like a glass of water. Like you're gonna fill it up with water. Once you can't take it, it's just gonna go everywhere, and that's not healthy.
That's definitely not healthy. So that's why maybe now for me it's more like I try not to even sweat the small stuff, even if it's a big thing. But yeah, no, it does. I'm just having flashbacks now of just literally just letting everything get bottled up, and then bam, it just exploding. And I'm like,
man,
how did I even manage?
And that's where I'm trying to. I feel like that's time that it's time for me to work on that. Like I said, like if this is what I was telling therapists too. Like if I could work on my body, like there's no way I can't work on my mind. Like a lot of things that I do, like my career, my job, it's all mental. Like I got to the point where I feel like I can't get as creative because it's like there's just other things going on in my head, like petty stuff too, you know. But like not till I get it right is when I'm gonna get back on track.
And you're right. When you have a clear mind, you function a lot better. Like I mean, like in the whole glass water, all that good stuff. Like I have like in my position, like there are times where I get so frustrated. Like I walked out of a meeting the other day because I was so upset. And then the next after I cooled down, it wasn't your meeting, it was my own meeting. But the next day, like after, I always wait to cool down before like I go to somebody and I talk to them like, this is why I reacted the way I did. And like, here's how I think we need to get better at this. And so like the next day, my boss came in and I was like, hey, I want to apologize for that, but this is what happened. And so, but if you don't say any of that, it is going to build up and it's going to like, you're going to storm out of the freaking building guns blazing or something. What is this?
Sorry, Jazz. Got caught up on that.
That is okay.
No, but you got to read the comments.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't get stressed out, man. You can't let that. Nah, man, don't do that.
Go ahead.
Don't get stressed out.
Yeah.
Don't let the things.
You can say that, but I mean, things can get to you and can.
Do y'all think I stress out about stuff?
Nah, and it's not. Okay, what I'm saying is like, I'm not trying to do this therapy thing for work. It's not because of work.
Not at all.
I know what you.
Sorry.
I know why you're doing the therapy thing.
I mean, bro, you were just giving me a hard time over here because of my OCD over here trying to fix your water bottle.
Yeah, relax. he moved the water bottle 3 times. Oh wait, first he said the first one was in his way, so he moved it to the other side, and then when he left and came back, he was like, "Bro, this water bottle's still in my way." I'm like, "You the one who moved it to the side."
It's just those little. It's just. But that's how my brain's screwed up, or not screwed up, but it's wired.
Yeah,
it's just in different ways. So I don't know. Like I'm just trying to figure myself out, and that's it. Like like I stress out at work or get frustrated every now and then. But this is how I see it, and I'll tell you too, Jazz. Like when it's like some petty things at work or a lady friend or something like that, it's like I always go back to I don't know if this is right for me to think of it like that, but I was like, you know what, like there's bigger shit to worry about. And then I think of like things that I've gone through before, or like how far I've gone, and it's like, man, this is nothing. Like, fuck am I tripping off? But I do like what I feel like I get spoiled. Like if I also had this conversation about whatever I'm stressed about right now at work or whatever with someone back home, they'd be like, bruh, fuck you talking about? This is nothing. We're all here worried about someone shooting at us.
Right.
You're tripping off this? So I try to, that's what I used to get me from stop thinking like that.
Have a quote of the day just to go off of that now. One that I've seen.
Oh, you
We don't.
talking about
We're not
shit,
ready,
bro.
but there's one.
I seen him coming out of the stove the other day. I started to go pop pop. Name that movie.
Oh, what the fuck you talking about?
Name that movie.
Wait, what you said?
He's,
You seen him?
when he was like, I seen you coming out of the old folks home the other day. I started to pop pop.
Oh, that's hold on. That's all about the Benjamins.
All about the Benjamins.
Hey.
I know Jazz never seen that.
No, I'm just every time this happens, and I just watch them, and they're like,
The
they
white
start
around your
reciting.
lip.
Yeah, they start reciting.
How many
these
times do I
lines.
gotta tell you don't be opening up the product in the store?
Well, you gonna tell me a lot of times because I like chips.
See, that's why I'm gonna start going to Dwight's, because he never give me any of these problems. The white who? The white around your lips. Come on, I'm just trying to play my numbers.
Yo, man.
I can't believe how
Man,
I always remember lines.
Mike Epps is dope, bruh. Like, it's crazy that, I don't know, you might have to Google this or someone in the comments.
Well, I have my iPad, but you close it door.
Well, you're distracting Jazz's heartfelt story over here.
Sorry, it was funny.
I don't know when next Friday came out. It had to be like probably like 2002 or something. I don't know. No,
No,
later than that.
I feel like it was later than
Like
that, wasn't it?
99. I don't know. But that's how long. It was
We
before
went
that.
backwards in time.
No, I think it might be
I
older.
think it might have been 2000.
2000 or something. Excuse me. That's when Day came out.
2000.
And it still feels like it like he's still like a new actor, comedian to me. 'Cause like we still, I feel like people don't put him with the Eddie Murphys or even Chris Tucker and all that. You still see him as a young cat, but bro, he's been on like classics, or at least like hood classics or classics to me.
I know you've been watching The Breakfast Club.
I
And
have.
it's somewhat similar to this, but did you see Full Force on?
I seen him today. Yeah, I didn't know none of that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, but you're
Explain,
not a.
please.
Yes, I know them off of House Party. That's all I know them off. What I meant is like I don't know. I didn't know that they wrote for Lisa.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that they wrote an album for James Brown. Like, come
Crazy,
on, man!
right?
Like, this is crazy. But I don't know. You have to let the listeners give them a little.
I
insight
wish
into
they
it.
could have seen like your little dance.
log
here.
into you.
If you were on YouTube, go to
It-
like the.
it might be down right now 'cause we at the 43-minute mark.
Now we're good. Give 'em
Nah,
a whoa.
just I didn't watch it, but I just seen I had clicked on they.
So
their
Full
stuff.
Force. If you've seen House Party, they are
Gonna kick your ass.
I smell. Let's see. It's the three characters that play the bullies, and I mean that's all I knew him for. If you watch House Party, like you know the three bullies that are trying to mess
30
with
years, dude.
30 years, and they're trying to bully, or they're bullying Kid and Play,
Kid.
and
Mainly
well
Kid.
mostly Kid, and but it was cool to listen to them on Breakfast Club talking about things that they done before, like where some people only know them for that role in those movies, but they're producers, they're writers, and like the Lisa song, sing it. How's it go?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't.
Well, drop
You
the
sing it.
drop,
No,
drop
like
the
like
vocals.
the Lisa the I'm not gonna. I can't do it because I feel like I would have to fake my voice. So, but they help produce and write the last Selena album
I didn't know that.
with A.B. Quintanilla, and like it was just crazy to hear all that. That's why I love interviews and podcasts, because like you get to know more of the people. And that's what we're going to start doing over here. Start learning more
You're
about
getting
us.
to know more about us. I'm just kidding. Other
No,
people
yeah.
too.
I would like. I don't know, bro. That's what I've been thinking a lot about lately. Is like, if I'm gonna do less on social media, like, I feel like I'm gonna open up a little more on these podcasts. And like, and I'll say it again, how I said earlier, like, I was kind of having trouble with it. Like, dude, now we're doing a podcast, and I'm over here trying to stay
Trying
low.
to promote it.
No, like, I'm trying to stay low key or just not let so many people into my life or like know every move that I'm doing. I'm like, but now we have a podcast. Now we have to do it. But like, it clicked, and I was like, you know what? We only have those people that care, like those close friends. Those are the people that listen to. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with opening up and like getting a little
And
personal.
then they go use this shit against your ass.
Hey man, I'm going to therapy, bro. I'm working with that. No, it's just that there is a lot, and we could. I feel like we could cover up a little more on different episodes, on certain topics. Like, I mean, there was things that I wanted to talk about when Pastor Anthony was here, and I was a little sick, so I didn't feel like the energy or the vibe. But like, just like my testimony, like, I feel like we could do like a whole episode just off that, you know what I mean? And like, just the childhood thing, and I mean, I think that'd be cool, and not to get no like hella ratings or listens, but like, I wouldn't mind having this documented. So I feel like we could start getting like a little more serious and every now and then, and talk a little more about that.
I'm with it, Cuddy.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything else?
I got the quote of the day.
Are you trying to wrap it up, huh?
No, I was asking.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Okay,
I'm asking y'all.
No, I'm
Nah,
enjoying this. Y'all keep going. I know some dude. This is a balance where I know some listeners. I had a conversation with Diana today, and she might have stopped listening too because it's past the 30. And,
Wait, what about the dating episode? How far did she make it?
Hold on. Well, that's why I was the thing. She said that
We
the
called-
episode was too, like, certain episodes were too long.
Huh.
So like,
Which is funny
But-
'cause we've
but-
had people say we're too short.
but I get it
Tell
though.
us what you want.
I get it because hold on, sorry. Stunner just text me a picture of a case of Coronas, and he said, "On my way, be there in 20."
It's
So
20, just
we
barely?
might record 2 episodes today because we're gonna wrap this one up, and we're gonna record one with Stunner. And
So if y'all see
save
us
that
with the
one.
same fit, don't be judging us.
Don't judge. I might run upstairs and throw on a different shirt. No, but so Diana was talking about how she could only consume like so much. You know what I mean? Like 30 minutes is like cool enough for her. But then, sorry.
Nah, I might say, you want me to push the button?
No, we're good. We'll just keep it rolling. We just got to reset the camera.
Sorry, I'm back. And then we've had other people talk about how they like longer episodes, and it's understandable because I feel like we have like 2 different crowds. We
Yeah.
have like people that have like short.
We got
term-
people that literally listen to podcasts
Well,
like
like
every
work.
day, and they
that-
enjoy the long
No, and they're
ones.
used to it. And what was the day that we were at Tioga and we're with John and
Yeah.
and them and his sister and they were talking about how they like long episodes, like that's what they do, and I get it.
Those
Like,
are the type of podcasts they listen to, or
and
the really
I feel like that
long
was a conversation we had in the beginning, right? Like, you wanted shorter episodes,
Yeah.
because you're used to watching
like,
Breakfast Club,
yeah.
and they do like max 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And I'm used to watching Brilliant Idiots, the Joe Budden podcast, and those are 2 to 3 hours. And so when I get to work, I set my my podcast play, and I get to work, but I'm listening to that, so I understand them when they want longer episodes. But I don't know. We'll figure it out, or we'll try to knock out certain topics before the 30 mark, and then just rumble and
Yeah.
goof around at the end.
Or
Rumble,
you can just
young
listen
man.
to. You can break it up. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20
Hey.
minutes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, listen to 30 minutes and then
If it
pick
happens
up
to
the
be
next
long.
day.
Yeah, because that's what I would do.
But,
Because I would only listen on my drive-in. Because I can't listen to podcasts and email people because I'm not listening to the words that are being said.
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
I'm on Photoshop and I'm doing like graphics and stuff, then I will put on a podcast because I don't need to think of words.
So to go back to mentioning Diana, so she
She had a good point today.
we got her to listen to the podcast off of the episode with Pastor, right? And
she enjoyed that so much to where
she said she what was the word she said? She's not committed.
She got hooked.
She
No?
I can't think of the word. Anyway, so she started listening and she went back to listen to certain episodes. She was listening to the one the dating episode.
Dating episode.
And she was texting me certain things. So like, what do you guys mean by this? And blah blah blah. And then
a few things that caught her attention. The baggage.
She kept calling
that's
you.
what it was. She mentions like, why would anyone say that the kids are baggage? I'm like, yo, go back and like, what did I say? And I can't remember what I said, but
But some people think of that. I told you I thought of that.
No, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I said that the kids weren't baggage because I've dated and been in a relationship with people with kids, and I don't think that's a baggage.
I think there was someone. I can't remember if it was Troy or you.
I'm gonna point the
when he's
finger at Troy.
No. Like the way the question was, would you take, like, do you take somebody who has baggage? And then I think you asked, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean like mental problems? Do they have kids? I think you were asking the question.
Yeah.
That's probably what Diana meant.
I don't
No, I don't think she was throwing that at me. She was throwing it at Troy. But
and then the second thing was she mentioned
dating.
No, the what?
I mean the going out on a date.
No,
not that one.
She mentioned
She came at me with that.
women.
Yes.
She said, "Why are we calling them women?"
No, you said,
No,
why
no,
are
females.
you calling them
Females.
females? You're like, the females. And she came up to me and she was like, why do they say that?
Because
And I was
we
like,
would refer.
Damn, I never thought about it.
We refer
Should I just
like
say
we said like
mujeres?
the guys, and then the females.
But then if you think about it, it's not the
The
males,
ladies.
the females.
Okay,
but
but I
there's
think
no,
it's
like,
I think it's more. I don't think it's in a disrespectful way. Like
No,
I
not
know
at
it's
all.
not a disrespectful.
Yeah, it's not coming from a
way.
disrespectful.
there's not an informal way to
No,
call a
I think
woman
it's
because
just-
then it's almost disrespectful.
To me, it's more of like I guess like our slang or
Yeah.
the way we speak. It's more like what a female's at, something like that. Like, is because we're not gonna say. And this is what I told her. We're not gonna say where the girls or like a
That's
chick.
almost downgrading
If I was to
us.
say
I
like a
would not like
chick,
that.
it's like kind of douchey. And I don't say girls because like I don't speak to girls. I speak to women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I guess we have to say women, but at the same time, it's like
Or she
Well-
said the ladies.
the
Yeah,
ladies.
she said the ladies,
But
and
not all
it's-
women are ladies. Just like not all men are gentlemen. So we can't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To all the
and
ladies
she came,
in the
she
place
came
with
into my
styling,
office
but-
and she was like, so what would be the comparison to guys? And I was like, I said the ladies, and I was like, you know what? That might be a little bit too formal.
Yeah.
And then she was like, in females, I was like, that's just very like politically correct. And
You know
I'm
what
like,
gender
I'm,
that
I'm
is.
trying to be political. I'm trying to
No.
be PC over here.
And
Like
I'm
I don't want
racking my
to
brain.
get
I'm
canceled.
like, you're right. There's nothing that really says
He don't want the
that's
LGBTQ.
for the women, the guys. Like, there's not a word that
Is there
means
not? Is there not a word, or is it that you guys can't agree with a word that you guys are okay with?
I don't know. I mean, like, chicks. I'm
I'm not gonna use chicks.
No,
I mean,
'cause
I'll say the word
when
chick,
you
but
say chicks, but you in my
I'm
head,
saying
you're like,
ladies
oh,
for
like
now.
that chick. Like you all in my head, it's just like it's not.
no, that sounds
doesn't mention.
sounds like a high school thing. What if I say the hyenas?
That's you.
What happened if I say the mujeres?
The mujeres. The mujeres
Me
sounds
gusta
good.
the
But
mujeres.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's really winning. What you guys are saying, the females. I don't
Just
think that's
know-
wrong. I think it's the tone that
Look
you guys
at
probably
no.
use it in sometimes.
Well, I don't think we use a bad tone. I'm gonna say this: like intention is everything. If we said,
Oh,
if we said it
yes.
in a disrespectful way, like y'all females or something like, I get it, but no, like we said, like the females,
I think,
like the
but you're
women,
right, the dating
the
episode,
ladies.
it was like, what do you females like? How do you females feel about this? But you're
Hey
right, 'cause
man,
we
now
would say,
we're just
how
standing
do you-
up for our men.
We would just be like, how do you guys feel about this? So I think that's why I
I
never.
think people need to stop being so sensitive. We're not coming from a bad place when we say females.
I didn't think of anything else
yo,
until it got pointed
If it's
out
gonna
to
make
me.
people feel better, we'll say ladies
We'll say-
or women or
Like no, like
I'm
Troy-
not saying
look at,
you
like,
guys
Troy
are
and I-
wrong.
What?
I'm not saying
no, I'm gonna say
that.
like Troy and I are probably like your guys is like
We're about to go on this next
no,
topic.
we're
right
we're,
now.
we're fighting with y'all. Like,
I know,
we
I know you
respect
guys
y'all.
are.
I
and-
know who was I messing with the other day?
Nisha.
Oh, Nisha.
Yes, you guys started it again at my birthday, and I was like, I'm really not in the mood
Well,
to get in
Dorian
this
kept egging
argument
it on
again.
after
I
added
left
a
to
little
go to
bit.
the restroom, and then it happened again. I'm like,
I'm
why
just
is
saying,
when
like
I
when
leave,
it comes
this
to
happens every time?
when it comes to like the women empowerment and all this thing, ladies, women, please, you can't fight your allies.
Well, yeah, no, you're
There is,
completely
we
right.
get it. There is those guys, those men that
Are against you.
are against it and or feel some type of way that are not okay with having a woman being their boss. I get it. It hurts their ego. I get it. But I could say, and I can speak for Troy, like we are far from that. Like even at work, like we're with y'all.
I know.
Like
Get y'all
I know
y'all
that.
coin.
get your free lunch. It's all good. But just yo,
And
don't
that's-
mind sending the invite.
Yeah.
Funny. I think that's when, like, at work, at least when I approach you guys when I need something,
And that's it.
I do it in a different. I think I do it in a different way because I'm just like, we're teammates. I'm not gonna like put myself
like
above anybody.
I'm with you, and then I'll say this again. Like, if something bothers me, it's just like, just know that not all men feel that way. Like, I have a daughter. I have hella sisters.
You're a girl dad.
I'm a girl dad, and I have all my friends. Like, 80% of them are women, and I'm with y'all. So it's just like you can't hold all men towards
because of the one person who
because of
brings
that
you.
one, because of your boss that
Hey, check
whatever.
to see if Stunner pulled up. Are we
Okay, yeah. So that was one thing off of Diana's little feedback, and then she also said, so we came back from lunch, and she was listening to the podcast, and we came back from lunch. She's like, okay, Dorian, you lost some brownie points. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Which I don't understand why.
And it was-
Did she give them back to you after we
Hold
explained
on.
it?
You can't jump to.
I'm just
I
wondering, 'cause
explained
I left,
what it
so.
was. So she was talking about when you go out on a date about letting women pay for certain things.
hold on, what she said?
Why did that look so weird watching him take off?
Because it was a little
the
sticky.
hulk out
She
of
said,
the wrapper.
So she was talking about how the dating episode. I was just joking with her, like, but how did I do? Like, was I cool about it, whatever? Because she was giving you a hard time. And so when we came back from lunch, she's all, okay, Dorian, you lost some brownie points. I'm like, why is that? He said, when you said something about about when you go out on a date, like having a woman pay for certain things. And I said, like, oh, because she said, like, she's raising her boys to be gentlemen, like they're gonna have to pay. I'm like, okay, so how is it gonna be when your gentlemen are being taken advantage of? Like, these women are only hitting them up when they want a free meal. Like, yes, they want to go out every weekend, but it's because it's not on them. Like, yo, after a while, you got bills to pay. Like, check my bank account. Like, I can't do this shit all the time.
What she said?
It's the conversation started going a different way, and I was like, no, like, let's stay on that. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be a gentleman and not pay for a date, and I'm not saying that I'm not gonna offer. Like, if I check my bank account and I was like, yo, I got bills coming up.
I got enough for me.
No, like, I'd rather just not even put myself in that position. Okay. What I was saying on the episode was, like, it's been situations where, like, you go out, you do certain things, and, like, you pay for the drinks, for the movie, for the Ubers and all that, whatever. But when the chick pulls out, the woman pulls out the card and be like, hey, you took care of all that, like I got this. This one's on me. Like, dope. Like, that's appreciated. Like, that's dope. And I've been around independent women and, like, women that want that equality, and they pay for things, and it don't hurt my ego to let them, like, yo, that's dope. Like, it is. I mean, if the relationship's gonna go further, like, it kind of lets you know, like, it's gonna be a 50-50 thing. It's not like they're gonna expect you to take care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Any final words?
No, keep going. We're waiting on Sana. Nah, I'm joking.
I think we got it. I feel like we covered way more than I was expecting to.
Yeah.
Got
Yes.
some
You
deep
said you had a
feelings.
quote?
I do have a quote.
Why y'all excited?
Huh?
Why y'all excited?
Because I will have to remember this off the top of my head.
Oh, you gonna freestyle?
Yeah, only because it's on my Instagram and I can't look at it. So, if you're a millionaire and someone steals $96 from you, are you going to chase down that person who stole from you, or are you going to let it go? Same with time. If someone steals 96 seconds of your life with something that's going to upset you, why give them more time that's going to let it upset you?
True. You know what? And that
You want to know? We got to guess who that is?
I mean, you could guess who it is. I actually don't remember.
That was
there was someone
Lil
who
Boosie and Webby.
that was Lil Boosie. No, that reminds me of. And this is kind of like similar. This is how I started seeing things, and this is how I work with certain clients or people that you work with after watching a Bronx Tale. I'm pretty sure a lot of our listeners know a Bronx Tale. So the kid C he's having a conversation with Sonny, and then he sees a kid that owes him $20. They're like, hey, there goes whatever. Like, he's like, what are you doing? He owes me $20. They're like, yo, let him go. Like, think of it like this. Like, it took $20 for you not to deal with them anymore. Like, it's all good. Like, whatever. So that's how
Yeah.
Classic movie.
classic.
Any final words?
Nah, man.
I think we're good.
Stay off that Corona.
Y'all
Stay healthy.
stay healthy. Drink your orange juice.
Stay safe.
Yo, go get some orange juice from Whole Foods. That fresh squeeze.
Ooh, that fresh squeeze.
Man.
We staying healthy around here. I'm gonna be better. Probably not the next episode because Stun about to pull up.
Yeah, man. And we shut down the Grizzly games or something. Y'all hit us up on that Cash App or something.
Cash App us, man.
We got bills to pay. We'll keep the podcast twice a week.
Ready.
We'll have free time.
Right, we'll have free time.
Well, this is the Saber Podcast. Hey, y'all have a good day. Stay safe.